Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Perfect. So I'm gonna continue where I did start. So last time we were able to pause the podcast. You see, now I'm here. I can pause, I can play, I can forward 30 seconds. That was perfect. Now we did start to talk about doing the downloading, so it's gonna be available offline. And we did check for React Native Fetch Blob, so that's gonna be the thing I'm gonna check. So what did we start to do? Yeah, so we did start to create a podcast cell. And this cell is this element right there. And now what we did want to do is when you click on this icon, we start the download. And also we need to think about, we want to queue the download, because I think it's if I click on this one, this one, this one, this one, we don't want to download those 4 in concurrent mode, because that's gonna be pretty heavy on the device. Maybe not on an iPhone 11, but a really old one that's gonna be, I think, pretty bad. So what we want to do is to build a queue, start the download. Yeah. So I think the best bet in our case, we need to have kind of like a download manager. So I think I'm gonna make use of Mobex for this one. So yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna create, inside my source C, I have a store. Here I'm gonna create a download manager store.ts. So it's gonna be a class. And in this one, we're gonna create an observable. This thing's gonna be our queue, which is gonna be an array. And when we download an element, we need a string. That's gonna be for now what I think we're gonna deal with that. So I download an element like this. I'm gonna have an action here. This one's gonna be public. It's gonna be add to queue. Hey, how are you? Thank you. So add to queue. I want to add an element. And just to make sure that I don't get this async issue we did get last time, here I want to add to the queue so we can make use of push because it's gonna be the last one. Add to queue. After that, what I want to do is we're gonna have also an ID. I think it's gonna be important, so I know which one to get. I'm gonna export default this download manager. How I want to deal with that. So I want to push to the queue the download. I think we're gonna start with just this step. Okay. So we're gonna start with just this step. So I'm gonna go to my root store. Here I'm gonna add a download manager store. Download manager store. This is the download manager store equal a new download manager store. And because maybe I'm gonna need to have access to the root, I'm gonna add that in the constructor. Don't know why I get this one. Here I'm gonna get the root store. So root store, this that root store equal root store. And I should just make this private. Root store is a root store. Like that. So now what I want to do is to make each of this element when I'm gonna click on the download to append to the queue. Download press. In this download press, I'm gonna receive the feed item. And I want to add to queue. So for the ID is gonna be feed item dot ID, and for the URL that's gonna be feed item dot links 0 dot URL. After that, here I'm gonna pass that to my podcast cell. I'm gonna say on download press. Why I pass this one. I don't need to do higher order function like that. I can just do like that. This one here I'm gonna receive on download press, or here I need to pass the feed item, and that's gonna be a void. So now here I can call my on download press, and finally when I click on this one, I need to wrap that with a touchable opacity. And when this one is pressed, I click on download press, and that's gonna be item. I think he did import, no, yeah, like that. Now to make sure then it's gonna work like we want, I'm gonna console log here the download manager store. So now if I go there, it should work. I mean, it's pretty simple. So we see download manager store. you have where is the queue? Download manager store. Download manager store. I have access to the root store. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my life much more simpler. I'm gonna just go inside my root store. In here, I'm gonna create an auto run in the constructor. And I'm gonna say console log this. I mean, I don't need auto run, I can just do a reaction. When this that download manager that I think I'm gonna make it public for now. This download manager that queue that len is changed. So when this thing is changed, so it's an expression, so that should be like that. The effect is gonna be console log queue did update, and now I can console log the download manager that queue. What the reaction? Okay, so yeah, so it's sorry, it's yeah, like that should work. So if I click here, nothing happened. Okay, everything worked. I mean, it's a pretty simple push, so. So now what I want to do, so we add to the queue. Now I want to change the icon here if we are inside the queue. But the thing is, here we shouldn't have a progress. It's gonna be a number. And when you create a new element, and now the thing is, this thing should be another class, okay? So a class element gonna have an observable, don't need an observable, gonna have a public URL. It's gonna be type string, gonna have a public ID type string, but it's gonna have an observable progress. This one's gonna be public also. It's gonna be a number, and by default we're gonna say it's 0. Inside the constructor we're gonna receive the URL and the URL ID. I mean, it can be ID string URL string, and now here I can say this ID equal ID, this URL equal URL. So I can delete this one and to use this element. And now here the only thing we need to add it's URL string ID string URL string, and now here I can just say new download element ID URL. So now if I go back to my podcast one here, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need the curly bracket. Should work like before, but now that's gonna become an observable class where I can handle the progress of this one. Okay, so now here I'm gonna receive here a download element, and the way I'm gonna deal with that, it's I want here to have a method where I'm gonna get element get download element by ID. It's gonna be a string, and I'm gonna just return this.q dot find this.q dot find an element where the ID equal ID, like that. And now in this case here I can say download manager get element by ID item.id, and now for my here I can get a download element who's gonna be a type of a download. I need to export those things. It's gonna be a type of download element. Okay, so now what that means, it's now here I can say if for now it's not gonna be, I think I'm gonna change it later the way that work, but the download element here I'm gonna check. So if the download element if download element exists, because this thing can be undefined. So if it exists and the progress is bigger than 0, I'm gonna show something, else I'm gonna show another thing. Object is possibly undefined. Okay, so this object can be undefined, but why the progress can be undefined, I don't understand this one. Progress can be a number or undefined. A URL can be a string or undefined, and the ID can be a string or undefined. So here finally that should be or null. What the heck? Not sure about this one. Okay, I think for now I'm gonna try it. But I'm gonna change the icon to show something else when you are downloading something. I think what we want is like 2 icons. It's not really an icon. What I want, it's a pose. So they have a pose. So I think we already have it. So P play plus play pose circle pose. When I click play here, oh, that's because it's white. I can put that in blue, and yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do here, it's here, that's gonna be pose. It's gonna be white, and I'm gonna wrap that inside a box. This box is gonna be a circle, and I want, so it's maybe 50, and I'm gonna say center the thing inside that. So now that means if I click here, I'm gonna just say if the download element exists. Okay, and I want this circle to have a BG of blue light. Okay, it's too big. If we go with 30, and here I can make it smaller. And now the progress can be here, that can be lighter. And the progress can be, I'm not quite sure about this one. But I don't need, so, because the thing is, if I go red here, you're gonna see it's gonna be just, okay, I can go blue light. And here I have a border, style, border, color, theme, that color, that blue light, and border width of 1. Okay. If I go 30, it's supposed to be center, but it's not really center. I don't know what make it so slow. I think one thing I need is this podcast cell need to be an observer. Like that. Okay, something is really slow, and I don't like that. What is happening? So I think the thing is, here we have the queue, but we should also have the download element. It's gonna be a map of string download element. It's gonna be observable. It's gonna be a new map. And when you add to the queue, you do this, that download element dot set ID to be this. So const element equal that element like that. So get element by ID, gonna return the download element that get ID. And now here it should make it much performant, I think. And also the beauty of using a map like that is we're gonna make sure that we don't add 2 times. It's crazy slow. I'm gonna console log here the download element and see what's happening. I'm gonna try with something that's smaller. Okay, it go faster. So I think what happened is the list, okay? So I think here it's because we have a lot of element and the podcast cell here check is each download element. It's gonna be a thing to think about, and we use a scroll view, so we should use a flat list for now. Well, looks like it worked. And now I want this border to follow the progress, and that's gonna be something we can do later. But now at least we have some visual about what is downloading or not. Here, what I want to do is if this that download element that has already the ID, I want to return early because we don't want to add 2 times to the queue this element. After that, here I think what I'm gonna do, it's starting to do the download stuff. So Aaron, so I think I'm gonna be able to copy that and I'm gonna add all those elements inside my download manager store. And now what I need is download to storage directly. So add to queue, and we're gonna have here an action. Config file cache true dot fetch a get request. It's gonna be the download element dot URL dot then when we have the result we want to say the file is saved to res.path. Gonna do this like that, but after we start the download, and I think for this one we can use private, we start the download. After that, here I need to control its progress. So if we look at the progress, upload progress. Okay, you see, we can do upload progress. Here we're gonna have write in total, and now finally here we can say download element. We're gonna have an action here called set progress. We're here gonna receive this write in as a number, total as a number, and his job's gonna be finally to say this that progress equal write in divided by total. And we also want to make sure then we for now we're gonna go with that like that. So now we have this, so upload. So here we can just say download element dot set progress like that. And here what I would like to do is progress. I'm gonna create here a reaction where I'm gonna say finally when the progress update. Here I'm gonna receive the new progress, and I'm gonna say console log element downloading with ID. This is the ID, and I'm gonna have my progress. right there. Null is not an object. Okay, so now we get some issue. Okay, so my error is, and then null is not an object, document there. So document there. Null is not an object. Okay, I think I need to do this. Put file. So something I did, looks like I did forget to do last time. Oh god. I need to cd iOS pod install. Oh god. I hope that don't gonna break like I'm sure everything's gonna break. Hope that's gonna work. And no, we have some issue. Audio player. So now we get the same issue we get the last time. So yeah, it's really after the installation. So here when we did run pod install, pod clear. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do pod. So pod. Oh, man, this pod stuff. So it's gonna be easier to see the error from here. Yeah, so it looks like when we did try, I think that was Monday, when we did try to install the fetch blob library, we didn't make it. Finally, we didn't really plug it, and now we get the issue we should have get past last Monday. So if I'm looking at the code, my idea is I want to make this class smart enough to know everything about himself, the progress and everything. So when this one update, the podcast cell gonna update because it's gonna observe his own element. And this way we're gonna be able to see like the progress and everything and know when something is finished or not. Now we get this error. So this is could not find Objective-C module track player. So now that's the same kind of error we did get last time. I just have no memory. That's the thing, you see. Looks like I need to go to this file. So I need to go to my node module. React Native track player. Right there. And I need to say exclude like that. And now I should be able to clean and rebuild. And the last release was okay, so looks like they don't follow. Jan fix exclude path. Okay, break again. So I remember that was XCT file not found, like this thing. Think I'm gonna also need to patch this one. It's crazy. Looks like it worked. So now I can rerun this. Thing gonna work now. And it's crazy. A lot of things I need to change. Sorry. In 5 minutes I'm gonna stop because I have other things to do, but I'm gonna surely come back tomorrow and finish that. After being able to download and play offline, so that's gonna be UI stuff, and I think the app is gonna be pretty don't gonna left a lot to make it like work as an MVP product for now. Okay, looks like it work. Okay, now looks like we don't have the issue with the download stuff. So now if I go here, perfect, and now I click on one. The file is saved to this file. So now if I go to the terminal and I cd to this, cd because I'm already in the okay. Open. And now we have that. And what is this thing? I think I'm gonna try to check with this one. You see the difference? Here we did save a text, Here looks like it's a text also, but cannot open it for sure. Huh? Looks like detect that as an audio. Huh. I think I did that one time. It's dropped that there, so now you get this to your to your phone. And what is that? So I think it's gonna be the thing we need after that to be able to play, because it's, I mean, it's pretty strange. I was sure I would be able to download that like as a MP3 file or something like that. So just before we stop, oh, I think we consoled it already. URL, syntax. So this is the thing here. The URL we get from Syntax FM. Okay. This is what I think. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop right now. I don't think I have any idea what to do for that, so I think we're gonna finish that next video. I think it's gonna be tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy. We get stuck again, but we make some progress. I think I'm gonna console log those items. Not console log, but commit that. I'm gonna just say here install errand fetch blob, and after that I'm gonna create another commit where I'm gonna just put the stuff and create the basic download manager store, and I'm gonna push that. So I hope you enjoy, and we're gonna talk in the next video. Don't forget, if you want to have access to the repo is the Errand Podcast app right there. And also make sure make sure also you follow, because the thing is we have some branch. So example, I just push that to the file download, so it's gonna be there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and we're gonna talk in the next one. Bye everyone.